What is up, guys? X Factor here, and we are continuing our playthrough of Angry Birds Trilogy here. And I know it's been a while since I've posted one of these videos, but there's Halo 4 and Call of Duty Black Ops. But I told myself that I was going to finish this game and I was going to post videos of this. So don't worry, I'm going to continue be doing this until we're done here. I was watching a TV show on MTV yesterday called Catfish, the TV show. Apparently there was a movie called Catfish where this guy's brother documented his long distance relationship, and they went and seen the girl, and apparently it was just lies, and she wasn't who she said she was, and she was kind of a little batshit crazy, and MTV decided to give him its own TV show where he helps people who are in long distance relationship go see the person that they believe they're in love with to see if they're actually the person that they say they are. And the episode that I was watching, this girl had fallen in love with this guy who was a model, or a startup model, and he was also an intern at some acting at some studio. And they checked it out, and his story really wasn't adding up, and they told her about this, and she's like, I still want to meet him. So they call him up, and he's all like, yeah, I'm in Paris right now, but I'll be home this weekend or whatever. And they're like, okay, so it's cool if we come see you. And he's like, yeah. So they go see him, and I felt really bad about this girl because she went and bought this dress, and she was all excited, and I was just like, dude, this isn't gonna end well. So of course they get there, and they knock on the door, and no one answers. And she's like, this doesn't feel right. It's like we're in bumfucked Egypt right now. I just couldn't help but start laughing. And then all of a sudden, this little pudgy girl comes out of the door, and the guy's like, yeah, we're looking for so-and-so. And she's like, yeah, that's me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So yeah, apparently it was a girl the whole time. And she thought she was in love with a guy, but it really was a girl. And apparently she started this to get back at a girl on Facebook. And she just continued to do it for 4 years, which is pretty fucking ridiculous. I mean, obviously you gotta be careful when you're out there. Obviously, I was watching this, I felt like I could relate to these people because, I kind of met a girl on the internet, and I went and saw her. I went from Minnesota all the way to New York to see her, although we weren't in a relationship, but it's a long story. It really is a long story. Okay, I could start from the beginning. Do you guys want to hear this story? I'm not sure I can fit it in this time frame, but you know what? I'll try. If you guys want to hear it, all right, I'll tell you guys. So it goes like this. My friend Don introduced me to this girl Amanda on Pogo, because that's where I played all my games on the computer back in the day. And we talked, and I found out she was from New York, and she had a boyfriend and whatnot. And we would chat on there quite often, and then it turned into an everyday thing. And I first knew I liked her when she went on a cruise, I think it was, and she went in Canada, and I didn't get to talk to her for a whole week, and that really bugged me. And the week seemed like forever, and that's when I first knew I liked her. But a month later, we had our first phone conversation, which was kind of weird because, she's from New York, I'm from Minnesota, so obviously listening to her, talk, because, those New Yorkers, they be talking funny. And I remember I totally made fun of her because of that. So I can't remember what we talked about, but I know we talked for a good 2 hours. And soon every night we were talking on the phone for 3 to 5 hours straight. Which is kind of ridiculous because I couldn't see myself right now having a phone conversation with somebody for 3 to 5 hours straight and not running out of something to talk about. But back then, apparently, I could just ramble on forever. It was also around this time, I guess, we did the whole, you have to exchange the photos. You can put a face to who you're talking to. And, if I have to be honest, I didn't think she was that good looking. She was but it's so bad. Even though I didn't think she was that cute, I still couldn't help but talk to her every single day. And a few weeks after our first phone conversation, the L bomb was getting dropped. It's true. It's like, oh, I'm going to bed, I love you, and she'd be all like, oh, I love you too, and then of course I'd be all, I love you more, stupid shit like that. I also remember being the one that always had to hang up first because she couldn't hang up on me. It's true. Fucking just stupid shit. Then a week or two after the L bomb was dropped, she was like, this isn't fair to my boyfriend, blah blah blah, and pretty much she brought an end to her saying I love you back, and that obviously didn't stop me from telling her that I loved her. She would just reply with, "Are you sure you do?" or "I know you do, Christopher," and that was something that always bugged me. She always called me Christopher. I kind of prefer people to call me Chris, and she always called me Christopher, and it was like, like when your parents get mad at you and they'll use your full name. It's kind of like how it was with her, except and it's the same with like if you like a girl and she like says your full name and she says it in a way to where you have to do something like, I don't know. She used to like want me to sing like all the time, and I'm like a terrible singer. I really am. It's pretty terrible. But she would be like, I'd be like, no, and she'd be like, but Christopher, and you just say in that tone where you can't say no, and you're just like, son of a bitch. Just fucking ridiculous. It's fucking stupid back then. God damn. And where were we? And if I ever brought up, I was like, well, you used to say I love you too, and she would be like, well, I meant it as a friend, which was kind of stupid, but and it kind of hurt, but I didn't really take her seriously because she had a boyfriend, so she was gonna play that role of girlfriend. I guess she had to play it. So now you can fast forward like 4 months, and she's having troubles at home, and her mom she's not getting along with her mom too well. She doesn't get along with her dad, and she's looking at going upstate with this guy Mike, who I called Mike the Dyke because he was a real fucking douchebag, and she told me she was gonna. I told her she should just stay and work things out with her mom, and a week later, I get a phone call from her, and she says she's upstate with Mike, and I ask her about how her and James are doing, and she tells me she doesn't even know if they're still together because she hasn't talked to him in like 3 months. And somewhere in the conversation, it came up that her and Mike were together. Now, I don't remember being heartbroken or sad. I just remember after we hung up, and for the next few days, I was mad as fuck. My friend Joe knows about this because me and him were playing Call of Duty 2 around this time, and when I was mad and I was playing Call of Duty 2, everyone was getting fucking sniped. It's true. It's fucking damn true. I mean, you know how certain songs can bring back memories or bring you back to a certain time in your life? Well, anytime I listen to Breaking Benjamin, Diary of Jane, it brings me back to those few days. It's true, because while this shit was going down and I was playing Call of Duty, I was listening to that song over and over again for some reason. And I just thought we were close, and I thought if she was ever single that me and her might give it a try. But I guess not, which made me mad. And a couple of days after that, she calls me up again and tells me she's going back home, or maybe it was like a week afterward. I don't know. But she called me up and she told me she was going back home, and she tells me that her and Mike weren't really together, and she just said that to make me mad or getting a reaction out of me because I said something that made her mad or upset at her, and that really didn't make sense to me because I didn't really know what I had said, and I'm not sure if she really told me, but it was weird. But I was just like, all right, whatever. And that would be the last time. Well, actually, that wouldn't be the last time she did this shit to get a reaction out of me. So she gets home, and she doesn't tell her boyfriend about this. And sometime afterwards, maybe a week or so, or actually it probably was like a month, and her neighbor friend tells her boyfriend about this. And he ends up asking me about it. And I had made friends with him on MySpace, which is pretty funny. And I actually still think I have him on my Xbox Live friends list. But I told him how she told me that her and Mike were together and how it was just a joke to get a reaction out of me. And then he told me the story that he got told and what happened. up there, which was different from what she told me, but it was whatever. And I remember that night or the next day she called me and she was crying because they were fighting, and she was fighting with him, and she was asking me why did I tell him that her and Mike were together when they weren't, and I was like, that's not what I said. I was like, I told him that you told me that you guys were together to get a reaction out of me. And she denied it and couldn't remember this. And I was like, dude, how could you not remember this? Now, obviously, I have a pretty great memory, but I still don't get how she didn't. And then I just told her like the whole story once again, and she was like, "Oh, that's right." And then that was pretty much the last conversation I had with her for a couple of months. I don't know why I didn't talk to her. I just didn't. And one day I hit her up on MySpace, and I got her new number. And that next weekend, she calls me, and we talk and catch up for 2 hours. And after we hang up, I just instantly felt happier I did in months. I don't know what it was about her, but just talking to her or seeing a picture of her just brought a smile to my face. It was really, really fucking weird. And somewhere around this time, there was a moment where I felt like even if something had happened between us, that there was like such a distance gap, because she called me and while she was on break from work, and her Oma was in the hospital, and she started crying, and it was a moment in which I felt, I don't know, helpless, because there was like really nothing I could do, which is like the worst thing about a long distance relationship. If something happens, you're not there like you should be, And that summer we were talking and texting, and it kind of felt like we were getting back to the way we used to be. And even though we hadn't talked in months, it was like those feelings had never went away. And the whole summer led up to a phone call in early fall, which she was supposed to tell me how she felt. And, I was really anxious, and it kind of felt like, like anxiety was like building up. And I will never forget what she told me, because it was like the greatest line I have ever heard. She told me, "Christopher, you have no idea how I feel about you. And I know that's because I don't tell you, but I can't. I don't know why." Oh, man. Yeah, is that a ball breaker? I don't know. I think so. That's pretty tough. And once again, I was like, what the fuck? I think even after that, well, we were still talking on the phone. I think I tried like this whole pity party being sad thing to try to get something out of her, and it didn't work. And after that, she told me she was going to bed. And a day or two after that, we were talking on the phone again, and then she started talking about seeing if it was the same in person. So I bring up coming to see her, and I told her I wouldn't be able to do this till like, June, so that was like 8-9 months away, because I think we were in like September or October. And I don't think she took me seriously. And that was because, her ex-boyfriend had always talked about coming to see her, but it never happened. So I promised her that I was coming to see her. I think she even asked me to like pinky swear or something. I really don't know, but I had promised, and I asked her if she would wait for me, and I'm not talking in a sexual way, all right, but like not having a boyfriend way, okay? And she was like, "I don't know, Christopher," and kind of like laughed it off. And then, after that conversation, it kind of felt different. We were barely talking, and then all of a sudden she stopped talking to me. And I think this went on for like 3 weeks or so. And I don't appreciate being ignored. It's true. It's damn true. I remember after 2 weeks, I called her for 10 minutes straight, which is pretty fucked up. That is pretty fucked up. That's got to be like at least 30 times since you're being sent to voicemail and shit. And the last time I called her, she picked up, and she's not directly by the phone, but I can hear her say, "No, don't," and she hangs up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And a couple days after that, I texted her, and I'm like, if you're not mad at me, can you at least send me like a blank message? And no shit, a couple minutes after that, I got a blank message. And after that, I continued to get nothing out of her. And a couple days after that, in the morning, I texted her, and I'm like, I'm sorry for whatever I did. She texted me back, and she's like, "It's okay, kid. It's not your fault." And I'm just like, okay. And then, we continued to text for a little bit, and I find out she did it just to get a reaction out of me. So once again, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Now after this, I couldn't even tell you why I got her something for Christmas. Maybe I was trying to buy her love? I don't think so, because I just got her some ugly ass pearls. which looked a lot better when I saw them before I ordered them. It's a true story. And I got her these cashmere slippers. Yeah. That well, she had talked about that she wanted them. They were like $20-25, and she wouldn't spend the money on them. So I was like, oh yeah, don't worry, I got those. And yeah, I don't think with those gifts I was trying to buy her love. It's true. Maybe it was because I didn't get her anything the year before. I don't know. But after New Year's, we weren't really talking again, and even though we really weren't talking, I bought her premium red roses for Valentine's Day. And I did this because I remember her telling me that she had never received flowers on Valentine's Day, so I wanted to be the first guy to give her flowers on Valentine's Day. So I didn't put my name on the card because I didn't think she would care if they were from me. She gets the flowers. Of course, I get a text message that says, Happy Valentine's Day, smiley face. And she knew it was from me because apparently there was like a receipt with the flowers that had my phone number on it, so she knew it was from me, obviously. And she even looked online to see how much I spent on them. She was such a weirdo. Anyway, she thanked me for the flowers and said that they were so pretty and that I shouldn't have gotten them. And we were talking here and there, and sometime that summer, me and my friend Chris had decided that we needed to, get away from Minnesota for a while. So then I brought up, it was like, how about we go to New York? And I told him, I was like, yo, you drive and I'll pay. And it was set. And it was about a month before we were going to leave, and I'm trying to get a hold of Amanda, and she's not getting back to me. And a week or so later, she texted me back, and I had asked her if I could call her quick. And she told me she was just stepping out with her friend Cassandra. And what I should have done is I should have called her anyways and been like, bitch, listen, I'm coming over there on the 13th to see you. But instead I was like, oh, okay. And she told me that she'd talk to me later, which to her could mean next week, next month, or, whenever. So next week I try to talk to her. I get no response. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'll talk to her when I'm in New York. So the next 2 weeks, I didn't even bother trying to talk to her. So me and my buddy Chris head out to New York, drive 17 hours straight to Rochester, and spend the night there. We were there to meet up with Chris's stepdad, Tim, and we swapped a vehicle so we could get better gas mileage. Anyways, that night, I called her, left her a message, told her, I was like, hey, I'm in Rochester right now, and I'm going to come see you tomorrow, so you should call me back. And I went to bed. Next morning, no phone call, no missed text message. And I'm just like, well, what the fuck? And, oh, nice, we got it cleared here. I actually think we're going to run out of time. Yep, looks like we're going to run out of time. So, oh yeah, you just got smashed. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want me to continue the story, hit up the comments, and I'll see you guys later.